Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Oneng Fatima. I'm from LJK 3 2017 with NRP 051717486. I will present about my final project with the title Design of Fire-Resistant Building Using Fire Load Density Method in Packaging Factory Surabaya. The background of my final project are product materials and the products are combustible. And the second, there is still not provided for a fire-resistant building. And the third is storage space for materials and product at high fire risk. And the problem is, number one, how to determine the risk of fire using fire load value. And the second, how to determine the fire-resistant building design in the area that has the greatest fire risk value based on the fire load value. And number three, how to compare the results of fire modeling before and after redesign using PyroSim software. The purpose are determining the risk of fire by getting a fire load value from the fire load survey. Second, determining the fire-resistant design in the area that has the greatest fire risk value based on the fire load value. Comparing the results of fire modeling from before and after redesign using PyroSim software. The advantage: being able to know the risk of fire based on the amount of fuel available and the potential for energy release during a fire. Being able to know the used fire load density to design the fire building for sure. And the third, able to test suitable design material burning time using PyroSim software. The production area office and the fire load survey calculate the amount of fuel, but it's not amount of incoming outgoing goods that will occur. The design of building is limited to the selection of fire-resistant material, thickness, fuel placement, and composition compartment. And the methodology, this is the methodology. I will discuss about the result and discussion. First, it's data collection. Data collection that I made. The first, it's fire load survey. Fire load survey, it contained from the table that on the first step is fire load survey that combine method weighing and inventory method. The selection of this method is done because based on Zalog that combine weighing and inventory. Weighing is like we measure the weight, and the inventory measure the calculation. The building area data collection. The area to be used determining the location with the largest fire load density is divided into 3 buildings. That's building 1, building 2, and building 3. The calorific value data, it's like various literature from various studies with the greatest value for anticipated rate of fire. And the next step is data processing. So this is the data processing of a summary result fire load density building 1 that consists from MPC room, BM crusher, KL, BM office, finance, accounting, NPD meeting room, and EHS room. This is from the building 2 that contains mold shop, powerhouse, dangerous good room. And this is the building 3 that have raw material, finished goods storage, injection molding 1, injection molding 2, and assembly decoration 1 and the assembly decoration 2. That have amount of the fire load density total and the smallest value and the biggest value and the average. This is the chart of viral load density all area of the building. Okay, so we found the highest of value of viral load density. Here it's about 23,540.49 in raw material storage. This is the biggest viral density area in the building in the plane of Albea rigid packaging, and this is the result. So the result is that I mentioned before, about 23,000. And then this is the calculation. This is the calculation of megajoule, the energy content. So this is the total of energy content here in the material storage. And then after that, we define the value of viral density with the calculation. This megajoule, we divide with the luas area here, and the result it's about here. It's the same value of the viral density total in raw material storage. And then after that, we can calculation with this viral load. This is the factor activation of a fire. So we can define we define the opening. So this is the calculation of the opening, and we have the duration time with this calculation. It's about 141.49 minutes, or about 2 hours 21 minutes. So therefore the duration time of fire is 1.1 minutes. It's about 8,520 seconds. And after that, this is the minimum thickness based on Eurocode 1996-12 in 2005. This is the latest update of the Eurocode. And then we can, what is this? The simulation of the fire modeling produce a display temperature. We have a minimum thickness that according to the Eurocode, which is we have 141.49 minutes, and we suit the value here. It's between 120 and 180. So we have what is this? We have to a calculation. The amount it's here. So therefore minimum thickness with duration time for fire, it's about 122 millimeters. This is the duration. And then building Porisome simulation. This is the before. After we calculation this duration based on the minimum thickness here in Eurocode, so we can define the building. So this is the before design the building. This is the original. They have two opening here. There's a door, a front door and a back door, which is have the dimensions is 5 and 7 meters. It's the same dimension. And after the redesign, that I just put one opening here in the front of a building, the warehouse. So you just have one opening here, have a dimension about 5 and 7 meters, and then I put the wall here. It's divided two location here, because the warehouse have two different materials to save a material here is for a material, and here is for a finished good, that the last product here. So I divide with the wall here, and after that, so this is the result. So wall thickness on the fourth side warehouse is 100 millimeters before redesign, and after redesign I recommend for 122 millimeters. So this is the materials. So I design for masonry clay units, and mortar is general purpose. And the wall, kind of the wall is separating wall for single leaf. So this is the contour of a pyrosim before this redesign. So there are seven categories here. So I decided for the time duration of pyrosim about 700 seconds here. 700. So this is the 100, 200, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 700. But the contour show that the fire is still steady state. I mean, there is no down, or it's just steady state. And this is the chart of thermocouple, which is I put the thermocouple here and smoke detector for show us how the temperature show. Tell us about the temperature. So the thermocouple here before design, they have, so this is the thermocouple here. They have raising, and there is no. So here's the thermocouple too. This is the after redesign. They have change to color to the green here, and the temperature is going down when it start 4 to 700 second. And this is the heat rate release here, or HRR. This is the before redesign. There is just steady state here, but when after redesign, it's going down in 600 seconds, and it changed until unsteady state. This is the difference about before and after. This is after redesign, so we can see that the wire after the second of 600, it has changed, and there is no fire again and have been leaked. And the conclusion here, so it works when we redesign. And I will show you the pyrosim simulation here. This is before the simulation. Before redesign the building. So we can going faster. We can see in the 3D smoke too that we have the smoke here around the building. We can going slow. It's still going. Okay. This is before redesign. We can show that the fire is not going back. So after redesign, I will show you after redesign. We can see the temperature here. This is the indicator of the temperature of the contour of pyrosim simulation in Celsius for sure. We can change the speed here for faster or increase the speed. Okay, we can decrease the speed. We can see in 500 seconds the temperature that have going down until the 700 second. There is no change here. Okay, finish. Okay, I think thank you for my presentation. Thank you for the lecturer for giving me the time, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.